Hey guys, so I talk a lot about back pain and the result of sitting down a lot, like, with your shoulders rounded, with your back rounded, like a C shape. So we're going to talk today about how we can counteract all of that, how we can help fix that lower back pain, and how we can, move forwards pain free. These are an absolute godsend. You can get them for about £10 on eBay, Amazon, even the likes of Aldi had them in their stores a couple of months ago. And we're going to use this for one of the stretches, and we're going to give you an alternative if you don't have one of these as well. But we're going to give you 4 exercises today that can really help reduce back pain and get you moving a bit more pain-free. So the first one with the foam roller is going to be putting the foam roller just below your shoulder blades, so it's here on your back, sort of like middle to mid upper back. We're going to hold on to our chin to make sure that it's not coming from the neck like this. We're going to hold on there, and we're just going to lean back there and forwards. Okay, and then from there we can progress it to give yourself a nice big hug, and then we can roll forwards and back to the middle of the back, not going anywhere lower. We don't want to damage those kidneys. And then we can go side, get right on that shoulder blade, and then round to the other side and find any knots there. If you do find any knots, it'll feel quite painful, but the best thing to do is hold on to that spot and try and iron that out for yourself. That's going to be, if you've got a foam roller. If you don't have a foam roller, another option is what I call a straight leg crucifix. So you're going to keep this leg straight, you're going to lift this leg up and get it straight as you can. Okay, hands flat on the floor or arms flat on the floor, and you're going to lean that leg across your body so you're stretching out this side. Come back around, and then you'll see here now, so we're stretching all of this area plus the shoulder. So if your shoulders are round, if you sat like this a lot of the time, your shoulders come forwards, that's going to be quite difficult to do. So do that a couple of times a day. Twice a day will be ideal, morning and evening will be great, and that's going to really help with your mobility, with your back pain and things like that. Another stretch is a really good one for the hips, because obviously, when you sat down here, the hips are going to get tight as well. So a good stretch for that is going into a kneeling position. Now you may have seen a lot of people, leaning forwards as a sort of an 80s kind of stretch. We don't want to do that. That's just going to create a rounded back there. What we are going to do is squeeze that bum, squeeze the core, and we're just going to push the hips forwards. So it's coming from the backside, it's not coming from the back round in there. We want to protect that back and keep it tight. You'll feel a stretch around the front of your hips. Okay, if you want to make it even more sort of intense, you can lift the back of your foot there. You use a foam roller or whatever and just lift up there, and that just creates more of a stretch going further down the thigh. Another exercise or stretch, should I say, the last one that we'll give you today is a hamstring stretch. Now, a hamstring stretch is something that a lot of people get wrong or misguided on. They think that, simply touch your toes, that's going to stretch your hamstrings. But what most people do is when they touch their toes, they're going to go into that rounded back position. So we want to take that out of it. We want to take that lower back out. So we're going to create an arch in our back here. So just lift it off the floor a little bit. Going to put one leg down, and we're going to try and straighten that leg, holding it behind the knee, head down, and just straightening that off there, and then bend it. If you want, you can bring that to your chest, just stretch around the glutes, but the real focus is on keeping that arch back. That'll stretch the hamstrings around your hips, around your glutes, and then obviously swap sides here. So there, arch the back, head down, and then stretching there. So you can see there, I'm struggling to get that straight. If I was to put my back down, I can get that straight easy, but we want to create that tension around the hips as well. So there's 4 exercises that you can do either with or without the foam roller. That's really going to help with your back pain, with your hips, and with your your backside as well. So, but there is no alternative to trying to get active and do some exercises. So, if you feel like you are in pain, take specialist advice. Come down here and work with us a little bit if you want to, or seek information from your doctors, things like that. But if you're happy to give these a try, sure, twice a day for a couple of weeks, it's something that's going to really, really benefit you. All right, let us know how you get on, and if you've got any questions, feel free to contact us.